Hi, today I'm going to show you the basics of using dates in Microsoft Excel. I'm using Excel 2010, but this process and what I'm going to show you is the same in 2007, 2003 and some earlier versions and later versions. So one of the first things that I want to show you is how to quickly insert today's date, and to do that on a Windows based computer anyway, we hold the control key in the keyboard and we press the semicolon, and that will insert a static value for today's date. If we just press return, if we click on this cell, you can see it's automatically changed the format up here to date. So if I just undo that and show you again, so it sets at general, control and semicolon, press return, and if we select the cell, you can see it's changed the format to date. Now if I save this file and open it tomorrow or next week or next year, then that cell A1 is still going to show the 19th of December 2013. If I wanted to have it showing the date dynamically, then we can do that using a formula. And to do that, we would type in, you can type in the cell, or you can type in the formula box, or you can just click and start typing. We'll type in equals today, then open and close a bracket, just like that, and press return on the keyboard. Now, if I open this file tomorrow, that's going to show the 19th of December, and this one will show the 20th. This one will continue to dynamically update based on the date of the day that you open the file, hence the term today. I'll just delete that one just now. So we've got this day here, which is fine, we're quite happy with that. If we wanted to add a number of days to that, it's quite easy to do so. And this is good to do with the dynamic date as well. So if I wanted to add a week to that, I'll go to a different cell. I can do equals, and you can see here again it shows general as the format of the cell. If I do equals and then click on the cell that holds the date, then add a plus, so I'm just doing shift and plus on the laptop, and then the number of days you want to add on there, so I'll just put in 7, which is a full week. Press return, and you can see that it's now showing the date of the following week. And again, if I click in that cell, you'll see it shows date. Now, let's say we want to reverse that. We want to see the difference between two dates, and I'll just clear these both down. In fact, I'll leave the date in for today there. Let's put in a date in the past. So we'll put in here today's date and date in past. And I'll just put in, let's put in the 14th of March 2012. Just a random date that came to mind. If I want to know the number of full days between those two dates, then I'm going to use the following formula. We're going to do equals, and again we're in a cell which is general here. You'll see a difference, just like any other cell, not date but general. Going to do equals, we pick the latest date that's available, which is today's date, the closest date. Then we do minus, and then pick the earlier date, and just press return on the keyboard, and that tells us there's 614 days between those. And you'll notice if I click in this cell, it remains at the general format because it's not displaying a date. Some people do report that when they do this, it displays random numbers or random dates. If it's doing that, it's because you have it formatted as date, and it will bring you back something crazy like that. I'll just undo that. So that's fine, that's good. Now if we want to, for example, see the working days between those two dates, again that's quite easy. So I'll just take out I'll just put in full days between. The working days between is fairly straightforward. We wouldn't use, it's not as straightforward as that formula, but we can use the network days function to get that. And again, we're going to use two dates. So we do equals, and we just put in network days. Open a bracket and select the first date. And this time we're going to go for the start date, which will be the earlier one. Then we do a comma, and we do the latest date, or the end date as it shows in the help box there, and close the bracket. So you can see between those 2 days there are 439 working days between. That's pretty helpful. In an operational environment, if you're looking and working with dates on project plans or workforce management, then having this sort of information available is very, very handy. Can save you a lot of time as well. Now, the other one I wanted to just quickly cover was using an extract of the actual year itself. So if you've got a list of different dates, for example, you know, you might want to just extract the year from that. This can be helpful when wanting to calculate maybe people's ages and stuff like that very quickly. You know, this is good because it can see there's 2 years, but if I want to do ages, one of the ones I kind of commonly do is just use the year. It's not entirely accurate. You're actually better doing, you know, the months divided by 12 or days divided by whatever. But you can use the year. So what I'm going to do for this example is just change this earlier date to something a bit earlier. So I'm just going to put in 84. And these days all of a sudden become a lot bigger, as you'd expect. So what I'm going to do this time is use equals year, open a bracket, and then we're going to pick the cell and close the bracket. And what we should expect to see is the year from that date. And we can see pretty clearly it's 1984. Press return, and 1984 is returned. Then again, I'm just going to do the today's equals year. We'll pick today's date. That's fine. So to get the years between those 2 dates is pretty easy. So we're just going to do again equals the latest minus the first date. Return. It's 29 years between those. So that's a quick way of calculating someone's age. For now I'm just going to leave it as it is. You know, I think this is a good introduction to basics of using dates in Excel. I'll potentially do another video going forward with some more advanced detail. If you have any questions or require support, please let me know, comment on the video or send me a message. Thanks for watching.